this is the second video of our trip to the Keys.
Yep.
So we're just going to continue on down the road and follow us along.
Yep.
Just an itty bitty ditty about a couple on the road, driving in Harvey, pulling a toad. No place special to roam, not looking for a home. Won't you come along with us? We are RPlaceTravels.
So we spent a month in Boardwalk RV Park. And while we're down there, we took several days and went down into the Keys and explored things down there. So the road down there into the Keys, it's 23 miles from our campsite to where you first start to get into the Keys. And it's just a two-lane, a long, secluded two-lane highway with a concrete barrier in the center. And once you're on it, you're kind of, you're stuck in that line
Right.
to get down there.
And it's usually very busy.
Very busy.
Yeah, in a couple of places it goes to 2 lanes, and that's so you can get around.
Yeah, but that comes into the Keys. So we're going to separate these videos up into separate parts because they're just so long. We did so much down there. What we're going to do is, when you follow your way down the Keys, you usually follow your way down the mile markers.
Right.
And so you'll see little green signs on the side of the road that have the mile marker. So it's not going to be in chronological order how we went down there, but we're going to follow these mile markers and what we did as we went down there, even though they might have been in a different day or anything like that. So
it'll be easier that way.
And another interesting note is the addresses. If you look up an address, say you look up Caribbean Club, the address is 104080. And basically what that is, that's mile marker 104.080. And the 80, if it's an even number, it's on the bay side. And if it's an odd number, it's actually on the Atlantic side. So the whole Keys it's just a string of islands connected by bridges. And there's, on one side's the Gulf, and the other side's the Atlantic Ocean.
So the word key is a Spanish word. It's Cayo, which means small island. And the Keys are actually on coral. The land has been based on coral, so that's why it's called Key. And regular islands, they're just subcontinental, just regular land that has come up in that. So that's the difference between the Key of Islands and just regular islands. Just an interesting side note, the sand that actually is in Key West is not natural. They actually bring it in from the Caribbean.
First place we stopped was the Caribbean Club. You probably know the Caribbean Club, most famously known for the Humphrey Bogart movie.
Yeah.
The Caribbean Club opened in 1938. It served as a poor man's fishing retreat. The property originally contained a small hotel, a restaurant, and the bar. And the bar is still there today. In 1939, the Caribbean Club became a popular gambling resort. In 1947, Warner Brothers used the Caribbean Club to inspire the movie Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall called
Key Largo.
Key Largo. And most recently, it's still being used today. Netflix has got a series out called Bloodline, and it's actually used today for some of the shots in that movie. And some of the other areas of the Keys are also used in that movie, a movie called Bloodline. And in 1955, there was a fire, and that destroyed the restaurant and the hotel. So the only thing that's left now is the bar. And so we thought we were going to go down to the bar and have lunch one day. So we went to the Caribbean Club, and
well, let me tell you,
it wasn't what we thought it was.
No. We went in, and well, first I have to tell you that we watched Key Largo the night before. We actually rented it and watched it, and that it brought back lots of memories. And I just wanted to kind of be nostalgic and see if we could figure out where anything was in that. So we went in, and it's a bar. I mean, it looks like a Barker bar. It just was torn down, disheveled. It was not. It wasn't anything that I was looking for, and I kept on telling Bob, "Let's go in a little bit farther
Yeah, we
in."
kind of walked in the door, didn't care for it. Walked to the back, saying maybe it was a little bit better back there, a
Yeah,
little more
and
appealing.
we thought we were going to eat there, and so we figured, well, they've got to have food somewhere, and so we went back, and there's no place to have food. There's nothing. If you're looking for a real true bar, then that's the place to go. But they really should take off on the sign that the Caribbean Club, where
Famous
the
for the
that Key Largo was filmed there, and that it just it was just very disappointing.
So instead, we drove down the street a couple miles to a restaurant called Alfredo's Restaurant. We had lunch there.
Yep.
Right next to the Caribbean Club is a restaurant. I guess it's a restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. It's called Sundowner. So one evening we went there to eat, to have dinner, and it's most famous. It's popular for people going there to watch a sundown, obviously, because it's called Sundowners.
Yeah.
But that's what we did. We went there and ate.
Mm-hmm. It has a wonderful deck out the back in that you can sit on, and it's got some piers and stuff. It's more on the expensive side of if you're looking for a meal in that, but the food was wonderful. We had a couple drinks there. It was a really nice evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next down the line is John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park, and they consider it an underwater state park because of coral reefs. Basically, you want to go there and scuba dive
Yeah.
and snorkel and stuff and see all the coral reefs that are under the water.
Yeah.
That's their attraction.
Yeah. When we first got there, we had lunch. We actually brought a picnic with us, which was great because they have some really nice picnic tables with covers over them and that. So we ate first, and then we just kind of walked around trying to figure out what we wanted to see. And first place we went to was to the museum. They have a little museum that was there. We walked through it. It tells a little bit about the park and the man, John Pennekamp. After that, we went to the gift shop. At the gift shop, that's where you sign up for things to do there.
They have glass bottom boat tours.
Mm-hmm.
You go on a 2.5-hour tour, and it's $32 for that. They have scuba diving tours. I think it's 2.5 hours for that. You could go out. The whole tour is 2.5 hours. You get an hour and a half in the water, and I guess they rent you all the equipment you need for it. You can rent all that if you need all the equipment, and that tour is $39. You can rent kayaks and paddle boats. Kayaks, I think, are $20 an hour. Paddleboarding is $30 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Or you can bring in your own too. They'll let you bring in your own kayak.
Yeah. We could have brought our kayak and went. We planned on bringing our kayak, but we kayaked elsewhere on the Keys, so we never came back to that. But we were planning on it.
That is actually, they have their own little marina and they have their own little water section and everything. It doesn't go onto the ocean. We actually went kayaking in the ocean.
Yeah.
So the day that we were there was a little windy, but they've got two sections that are actually beaches and stuff. So we actually spent the rest of the day just sitting on the beach. It was great.
It's tradition. If you go down to the Keys, you have to get key lime pie.
Yeah.
So we stopped at the key lime pie factory. So we got one piece of key lime pie. We shared one piece. And we went on.
And we got a couple cups of coffee. And they have this sitting area in the back, and they have classical music that plays, and it's just a really nice area. They've got a lot of plants, flowers, and trees, and a little garden, and a lot of sitting areas. So we sat down, had our coffee and our pie. But the key lime it's not green. Being from Illinois, if we have key lime pie, it is a green pie that we have. This pie was not green. It was very natural, and it really had a really good flavor, and you could actually taste the limes that they made it from. It's worth the stop.
Theater of the Sea.
One of our favorite places.
Yeah. next down the street is the Theater of the Sea. So this place we would very interesting. They have shows. Main attraction to us at least was the dolphins.
The dolphins, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it is a really thin place. It's long and thin. So the water goes down the middle, and they have on one side you can actually have like excursions with them, private time with each of the
Swim
different
with the dolphins.
the different animals that they have. We went during the middle of the week, so we were really surprised that it was as busy as it was. So it started in the gift shop, and you go through, and they have 3 or 4 sets of the different animals. So what you do is you say the first animal that they have at 9 o'clock in the morning is the dolphins. Then they have the birds, and it just keeps on going like that. So they have a time that they have them
Shows.
for the shows, and then they get to the end, they have a little break, and then they start them all over again. So wherever you're at, everyone that is there at the park is in the same location.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. So you can go and look at different things, because they do have a little spot that you can actually go bring your goggles and your
snorkeling.
Your snorkeling
You can go
stuff.
snorkeling there too.
So they've got a little beach, and you can go down in the water.
Yeah, you could.
that. So we sat out by the beach though, and we did go in the water, and we did feed the fish.
Feed the fish.
They come
Kinda
right
cool.
up to you.
We had pictures of her petting them and everything.
They have like octopus and
Sharks.
You'll see a bunch of different animals and shows
the
that we
parrot
watched.
show was kind of interesting. They'd have the parrot do stuff.
I have the absolute pleasure of introducing you guys to some of the world's most colorful, charismatic, and intelligent animals on the planet. All the way up to 1,200 pounds of pressure per square inch in their beaks. That's right, it only takes about 15 pounds of pressure to take off a finger. Now this can allow them to be very dexterous, much like our hands.
And the sea lion.
They are cute.
They're cute, yeah.
Of how a seal moves on land. Not as graceful, huh? Good. If we could have a round of applause for Monica. Good. Guys, I'm just going to take a quick peek in the water and see if I can't find the shark that she's talking about. This is right where the intake comes in anyway. Well, I see some fish at the bottom. That's all pretty normal. But I'm curious about... Did you guys see the size of that black tree shark? How did that even get in here? Oh, where's Monica? Let's have one last round of applause for Monica.
They actually had a turtle that was there that someone had actually broken his shell off. And so they had a little vest on him so that he could still move around.
A little handicapped turtle.
Little handicapped turtle.
So he can't go down.
And they had a bottomless boat tour, which was disappointing. I mean, it's basically,
Yes.
it drove down to the end of the lagoon and turned around and came back. It was
Right, and it wasn't a glass boat. It was just a hole in the
Yeah.
boat, and everybody was around it.
yeah, and actually the dolphin, while you're on the boat, the dolphin actually comes up in the middle of the boat.
Yeah.
And swims
That was
around.
fun, but
That was good. Once you're in the park, it's all do what you want to do, go on whatever shows you want.
Boy, into this side. He says, thanks for joining us, everyone. Good boy. Let's give Sherman and Kim a round of applause.
Well, thanks again for coming to watch our videos. Hope you're enjoying our time in the Keys. I hope it inspires you maybe to take a vacation down here. It's a good place to go, and we had a lot of fun going there. And it's definitely an experience that we're glad we did.
yeah. So just join us for the next video, and
Continue our trip.
so like and subscribe and comment, and we'd just like to hear what you think about all the places that we've gone to. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching.